that brings up an even wider issue of like the mental health thing.
Oh yeah.
So, and there's so much that you can talk about in that field. For me personally, that I've dealt with, like the medication aspect, like being diagnosed with ADHD at such a young age, and basically doped up with amphetamines, which for years I didn't understand what was happening, like how it was affecting me, and then having issues with addiction of methamphetamines without knowing that connection to ADHD medication.
It sets you up for fail.
It sets you up to like fuck yourself.
It makes you manageable while you're a child,
right?
But it sets you up to fail later in life.
Exactly, because you don't know how to handle it once you get older, and you want to get off of it. You're like, I don't know how to fuck my mind works.
You were a child star in your own world. Somehow basically, you're not the center of attention anymore. You're like, whoa, you lose your shit. Or like Haley Joel Osment, the kid from Sixth Sense. He's all now like, what the fuck? I mean, I wouldn't have done any better.
So how does that like? That mental health issue that we're dealing with in this society, how do we, like, what do we do with that?
I'm so ignorant to anything medical that, like, I don't even take medicine. Like, I don't when I'm sick. So I just, every time we get into, like, a mental health conversation, I just go, mental health is bad in this country. But even when it comes to, like,
bad.
When it comes to, like, bipolar, like, I don't know anything about that. Or depression. Like,
you've never dealt with it?
No. Like, I may have felt it, but I don't know what it felt like. Like, whenever people would tell me they're depressed, or when I hear about somebody being depressed, I thought they were faking.
I did too growing up. Most of my life, yeah.
I don't feel like that anymore, but I feel like if you just hit them hard enough, they'll snap out of it. But I know it's not true.
I still don't know if I've ever personally been what people call depressed. I've certainly never had to take any medication for it, and don't feel like it's made me to the point where I can't function, even though I obviously like my normal antisocial shit just because of how I am. But
well, like, I've never been so sad to the point to where suicide ever felt like a probable thing.
Exactly. I've never gotten to that point.
The only times I've ever thought about suicide is when I'm like so bored, or I think of like, what if I end up alone? Like, I want a gun in my house just in case I feel like, I'm so bored. This sucks. I've gone through 90% of my life and it sucks. I may as well just end it now. Like, the idea of having that's
crazy.
It's comforting.
I've never gotten to that point. I never think about shit like that. I can't say I haven't thought about ending it, but never in like a suicide way. Usually what I think about is like, so it doesn't make sense to me. First of all, there's a couple of reasons. So like suicide, that's the end. First of all, like
there's no editing.
There's no way to change anything after that. So that's a last alternative.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean like I'm being raped in a dungeon and can't handle it anymore, and I get a piece of glass and I'm able to like. That's the last alternative of like, my life is the worst I could possibly imagine it. Now, there's plenty of things I can do before it gets to that point. Like, for instance, maybe just make a fucking change. Maybe just be like, okay, if I'm depressed, but I'm in a relationship, I have a job, I'm eating, I'm not like, I wasn't depressed when I was fucking homeless.
Yeah.
Like, I just figured shit out. I was like, man, this is gonna change. And then the second thing that I think might even be more important is, why not just go out and do something that might end your life? But I mean
near-death experience.
Go swim the channel of something that has like, it's like a 20-mile channel swim that's like the Guinness record or some shit.
Try to win a
because there's great sharks in the water, and you're like, well, I mean, I was contemplating suicide anyways. Why not do something crazy? And then if I do this, imagine how much how amazing that'll be. I'll have more of a reason. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, just do something else.
Yeah.